Coming up on Campus Connection.
A protest on campus took place in response to a leaked abortion ruling.
Votes are being cast by Starbucks employees for unionization in Long Beach.
And Long Beach moves away from oil production. All this and more coming up. Welcome back to Campus Connection. I'm Juliana Bingham.
And I'm Madeline Gastelum.
A leaked opinion from the Supreme Court on abortion rights has forced reactions across the world. Alexis Warren is here with details on how many are answering.
People are protesting statewide in response to a possible overturn of the Roe v. Wade case. A CSU-LB Cub came together with the Long Beach community to make their voices heard. When a draft of the Supreme Court's opinion on Roe v. Wade leaked, many chose to react in the form of protest. La Fuerza Student Association used flyers and social media to call for emergency action from their community.
We organized a lot of the students, right? But not only students, we also reach out to community members who are in support. So that's why we had a mixture of both students and community members coming out.
Organizers led a crowd throughout Long Beach State Campus, starting at Beach Drive and West Campus Drive. Many protesters held handmade signs while chanting their support for pro-abortion rights.
Primarily, I'm here to help people understand that we do have a voice, that we can change quite literally anything if we put our commitment, our community together.
Some protesters fear if abortion rights are taken away, it may also mean other laws could be at stake. La Fuerza organizer Jennifer Chavez is one of those people.
If this is easily taken away, then can you imagine how easy it's going to be to take away gay marriage and gay rights? And from there, can you imagine how easy it's going to be to take away interracial marriages?
As people wait for the official Supreme Court ruling, protests are expected to continue spreading across the nation. Alexis Warren, Campus Connection.
Overworked and underpaid is causing some coffee workers to call for union representation. Starbucks employees are saying enough is enough. Reporter Martin Koev is finding out what this means for surrounding stores and the community.
Over 200 Starbucks locations across the country are moving to unionize, one of the latest being a location in Long Beach. Employees are drafting letters calling for improved conditions in the workplace and have begun voting by mail to secure unionization in their stores. They plan to unionize under Workers United, a labor union representing over 85,000 workers in the US and Canada.
I've heard from other stores how some people are mistreated or whatever, and I could definitely see how they would want to start something like that.
So far, there are 3 locations in Southern California beginning the unionization process. Currently, there are a total of 40 unionized Starbucks stores across the US, and likely more to come. For Starbucks employees, Workers United acts as a collective bargaining agent, pushing for better pay and working conditions from their employers. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, union members see an almost 20% increase in median earnings compared to non-union workers.
The historical studies seem to show that the workers who are in unionized jobs have higher wages, have more stable working conditions.
Long Beach Mayor Robert Garcia expressed his support for the local Starbucks workers' plan to unionize, posting a recent Starbucks order to Twitter. We heard back from the mayor by email saying, "I hope that by leading and demonstrating what workers are capable of, more locations around Long Beach will consider following their example and exercise their right to form unions and advocate for themselves." Employees' votes for unionization will be tallied in mid-May. Martin Koev, Campus Connection.
Chief Medical Advisor Anthony Fauci recently asserted that the U.S. is out of the pandemic phase, but many are still confused about what this means for them. In a recent interview with PBS, Dr. Fauci said he believes the U.S. is no longer in the pandemic phase. However, COVID cases have started to climb again, with the weekly average of new cases reaching nearly 70,000 according to the CDC. Dr. Fauci later clarified in the Washington Post that the country is still experiencing a pandemic, but has begun to move away from the numbers of hospitalizations and deaths seen before. As the nation continues to grapple with mandates and infections, many hope that the true end to the pandemic phase is not too far.
The city of Long Beach is moving forward with plans to phase out its reliance on oil revenue. The Long Beach Climate Action and Environmental Committee recently discussed the city's plan to seal and abandon oil wells as they begin to dry up. Abandoning oil wells will cost the city $133 million, funded in part by revenue from oil production. Long Beach Oil and Gas Operations Manager Kevin Tugas told Campus Connection surges in oil prices have allowed the city to reserve more funding for the project. Long Beach estimates that it will end oil production by 2035, 10 years ahead of Governor Newsom's proposed end of oil drilling in California by 2045.
After the break on Campus Connection.
Find out how the university prepares its students for a career after college.
We find out the truth about senioritis.
And the journalism department says goodbye to one of its professors.
All that and more coming up next.
Dad? Being a dad can be transformative, but also a lot of fun. Help prepare your little monster for the outside world. Encourage their interests. Support their growth. Walk them through new relationships.
He's perfect.
Whatever you say.
And prepare them to stand on their own 2 feet.
So much of the good in my life is because of you.
Never stop being a dad.
Great having you.
Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah. What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how the dog was looking at me?
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Graduation is fast approaching, but senioritis is a challenge that many graduating students face as they approach this milestone. While many students think they are just being lazy, there is actually a scientific explanation for senioritis. A 2012 study by Vanderbilt University discovered that a person's work ethic partially depends on the chemistry of their brain. This science may prove that senioritis is caused by lower dopamine levels, not laziness.
I think it's important to recognize that burnout is a problem among those who do really care and are invested. People who don't really care and aren't invested don't hit that point of burnout.
Staying organized is one way to focus and prioritize important assignments. Exercising is another way to stimulate and release dopamine. The Student Recreation and Wellness Center and Counseling and Psychological Services are resources available to students on campus.
Long Beach students and alumni will soon have a new center aiming to bring the community back together after graduation. On the corner of Beach Drive and Brotman Avenue is the new Anna W. Nagai Alumni Center, where nearly 300,000 Long Beach State graduates and students will use it as a key to success.
A welcoming space, but also a space where our students and our alumni will be able to interact and network and learn from each other.
The newly renovated building is set to open during the fall of 2022 semester. It will serve as a symbol for alumni to come back to campus and receive services in career development, networking, and mentoring opportunities.
With the semester coming to a close and graduation around the corner, many students are looking for careers after college. Reporter Talia Koshot tells us how CSULB can help them prepare.
For many students, the idea of finding a job can be intimidating. Lack of experience and poor interviewing skills are common concerns that soon-to-be college graduates face.
It's kind of a little nerve-wracking, like, what if this isn't enough? I'm probably going to need more.
or just have to try harder when I'm applying.
Luckily, there are a lot of tools and opportunities to help students get employed. Job and internship fairs are planned throughout the course of the semester to help students get internships. The university urges students to participate in clubs, organizations, or activities to build experience for resumes and portfolios to show future employers. The Career Development Center sends out newsletters with upcoming webinars that can help with resume and cover letter writing. Apart from practical resources, professors can also have a few words of advice to help put your best foot forward.
Don't cut yourself out by looking at a piece of paper and saying, well, I don't think I'm good enough to do it. Now, forget that. Just put your name in and do a real good interview.
Some students have already been successful with their job search.
Take advantage of resources, because even if it's not exactly what your employer is looking for, having any experience on there is really impressive.
Other tips are to research the company mission, practice interview questions, and have proper etiquette. Career counseling located on campus is also available to help students. Talia Koshot, Campus Connection.
CSULB is saying goodbye to journalism professor Nicholas Roman. Reporter Vanessa Mayorga has more about his last days on campus.
Nicholas Roman is the host of KPCC's All Things Considered. His years of work experience of being a producer, host, and news director led him to become a professor at CSULB. Now, after 30 years, Roman has decided to retire from his position in the journalism department to dedicate his time to another role.
At KPCC, over the last few years, we've been hiring more people who come from the print and digital side. Excellent reporters, but they don't have audio background, and someone needs to teach them how to do that.
Roman has taught news reporting and podcast classes as he tries to prepare students for work in broadcasting and storytelling. He says his favorite memories are meeting the students.
When you encounter kids and you can just see they have the skills, and I've had that happen many times, and it is a great joy. That I had not expected, that it would be so much of a joy.
Roman taught his last class here on Wednesday. He plans to continue hosting All Things Considered every evening and mentions that there is a chance that he might come out of retirement if the timing is right. Vanessa Mayorga, Campus Connection.
When we come back.
Students come together in support of health and wellness in anticipation for the winner of this year's Condition for Tuition Scholarship winner to be announced.
CSULB's Campus Couture is featuring student artists in their fashion show.
Garden Grove's Dog Adoption Fair finds homes for dogs who need them.
And Long Beach native Giveon performs at Cal State Long Beach. All this and more coming up.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Okay, here we go, throw it!
Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text to emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
In entertainment news, Cal State Long Beach's Campus Couture held its first in-person fashion show since the pandemic. Joy Rowden is here to tell us what went behind the show's return to campus and how it went.
Thanks, Madeline. CSULB Campus Couture held its first in-person fashion show since 2019. The COVID-19 pandemic forced the club to take a 2-year break. I visited the Long Beach State Pyramid last Friday to see how the show went.
So after 2 years of the show being virtual, we are thrilled to finally be back in person. The Campus Couture fashion show has been an entirely student-led production.
Campus Couture is a fashion club at CSULB that hosts the largest student-run fashion show on the West Coast. It was established 35 years ago, and the club coordinators spend almost a year planning for the big day. Most of the volunteers are students, and this is their 34th fashion show.
The main goal is to expose students to the fashion industry, to have them like a really professional show, just to make sure they know what they're getting into.
This year's fashion show is inspired by romanticism. Each designer will make a collection based on this theme. The show will have 12 designers and 75 models, and there will also be a kids' clothing line. Designers prepare for the show by starting with a design that matches the theme. They will sketch the idea in Adobe Illustrator, then select their models and get their measurements. The last step is to sew.
Historically, I am really inspired by the Renaissance era, and so it includes a lot of like bows and femininity, but I wanted to modernize it in a way where it could be wearable in everyday wear.
Campus Couture hosts at least 3 model castings during the year. There are no height or experience requirements to model for the show. Castings are open to all, but individuals who have walked before are encouraged.
The process was like very structured, and I feel like when I got in, I got really excited because I've always wanted to model. So of course it was very gratifying.
Students interested in getting involved in next year's show can volunteer as a coordinator, designer, model, makeup artist, or videographer. More information can be found on the Campus Couture CSULB Instagram. Just in time for the semester's end, Cal State Long Beach awarded the winner of the 2022 Condition for Tuition Scholarship. It's free money for working out. Campus Connections' Mariah Lopez tells us about the event held outside the Student Recreational and Wellness Center.
CSULB held its annual Condition for Tuition celebration event last week. Students celebrated with dinner, games, and entertainment. The event closed with the Owens family awarding the winner of the 2022 Condition for Tuition Scholarship.
The event is intended for all Owens Condition for Tuition participants. So only participants are allowed, whether they finished all the qualifications to enter into the raffle.
The program has returned in person, while still offering virtual opportunities for students. To qualify for the contest, the students must receive at least 50 points for their activity inside of the facility.
It's a great way to kind of like congratulate everybody for sticking with it and kind of getting to that point of dedicating themselves to achieving something.
Students enter through the doors of the gym, check in with the SRWC Go app, complete at least 30 minutes of a wellness-related activity, upload picture proof when exiting the gym to receive 1 point towards their 50-point goal.
The Owens Condition for Tuition program was founded in 2011 by Joshua and Tessa Owen. Their goal with starting the scholarship program was to encourage CSULB students to use the facility and live a healthy lifestyle.
Go to the gym every day and just making sure you sign out is like really just making you want to go to the gym to do that. And so going with your friends is just an added bonus.
The Owen family continues to run the program even after the tragic death of Joshua Owen in 2015. Donations to support the program can be given online or through mail. This is Mariah Lopez, Campus Connection.
Last Saturday, Long Beach native Giveon headlined a concert performed at Cal State Long Beach's very own Walter Pyramid. The event was organized by the Associated Students Incorporated. It marked the return of the ASI Big Events. Floor tickets sold out days before the show and was open only to Long Beach State students, faculty, and alumni. For the Long Beach crowd, Giveon performed fan favorites like Stuck on You, Heartbreak Anniversary, and For Tonight. That's all for entertainment. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Joy. I'm so happy that concerts have returned to campus.
It looked so fun. I really wish I could have gone.
And coming up next,
the Long Beach State Dirtbags hosted the UCLA Bruins at home Tuesday night.
And the men's volleyball team faced the Bruins in the Final Four of the NCAA tournament last Thursday. Stay tuned to find out more.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
STEM is the discipline of hard numbers, precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to get messy, or just mess it up. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Dare to keep daring. Dare to learn the difference between organic, sedimentary, and non-foliated metamorphic rock. Get outside, find those rocks. Dare to be homeroom famous, a high school fable. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. And for the love of STEM, dare bigger. Dare to code, dare to invent, dare to explore, dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
In sports news, the CSULB Dirtbags went up against the UCLA Bruins last Tuesday. Thomas Murray is here to tell us how the game went.
Thank you. Last week, the CSULB Dirtbags went against the UCLA Bruins in their second to last game of the season. I went to the game to see how things would play out.
The Dirtbags were in action last week, and they faced the 8th-ranked team in the nation, the UCLA Bruins. The Bruins started the game off with a home run by Cody Schreier in the first inning. Followed by the home run, the Bruins found themselves scoring once in the second inning and once in the top of the sixth. After early offensive struggles, the Dirtbags started to rally together as sophomore third baseman Johnny Long shot a line drive to deep center field, which brought home 2 runs. The Dirtbags would go on to score one more time in the 7th inning, putting the score to 3-3 from a Connor Burns single to left field. But after going into 12 innings, Peyton Scholes would step up to the plate for the Bags, and he would smack one to deep center field for a walk-off home run.
My guys were on me like, hey, you're going to get another good AB, and I got to give it to them. They got me in there.
Followed by the walk-off, Dirtbags head coach Eric Valenzuela had something to say about the victory.
The fact that we put together a really good swing in a moment that it really mattered, man, that's a big deal for a true freshman.
The Dirtbags are starting to see some late season momentum come to life as they are 3-1 over the last 4 games.
I mean, take the wins and losses out of it. I think the play is better. I think our energy is a lot better, and that's what we're focusing on right now.
Long Beach State men's volleyball 1-5 coming back from a 0-2 start against the UCLA Bruins in the NCAA Final Four championship tournament. The Beach had an amazing comeback against the Bruins. UCLA came out on the court beating Long Beach 25-18 in the first 2 sets, trying to knock the number 1 seeded team out of the tournament. Going into the 3rd set, Long Beach was a different team on the court. They regrouped and played with a more confident defense. A strong serve receive kept Long Beach in the game, and they used those on-target passes to run a consistent offense. Outside hitter Alex Nikolov hit a .405 with 20 kills on the match. Sophomore Simon Taori helped push the Beach toward that win with a couple serving runs and solo blocks. Long Beach did not give UCLA the chance to answer back in the 4th set, beating them by 15 and took that winner mindset into the 5th. The last set of the match was neck and neck with multiple thrilling rallies. Neither team had no more than a 2-point lead, having 11 ties throughout the set. Long Beach finally pushed ahead, taking the game 16-14, winning the match 3-2.
But I have to give my crew a ton of credit for their grit. After being down 0-2, that was one heck of a response against a really good team playing really well at that time, and their ability will take it.
And that's all for sports this week at the Beach. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Thomas. Those were two really exciting games last week.
Yes, congrats to all the guys that played.
Thinking about adopting a pet and making it part of your family, the city of Garden Grove held a dog adoption fair on Saturday. Reporter Brandon Gallo has more about this event.
Paws for a Cause took place at the Steelcraft Garden Grove. Their mission is rescuing dogs in need of a home and providing them with a safe place to live.
We are doing, it's called Paws for a Cause. So we're bringing in Eye Care Dog Rescue. They are going to be doing a dog adoption event with like about 10 dogs. So they're going to have a resource booth.
The adoption fair was filled with opportunities to support small business. There was live music, food, and drinks. People were also taking pictures with all the dogs and buying them treats.
These are some like dog cupcakes that we made to, bring in people. Hopefully they like them.
Shelters in California are overflowing with dogs in need of homes. Every year, volunteers organize these adoption fairs to make sure these dogs find a home. Although this adoption fair couldn't be done the past 2 years because of the COVID-19 pandemic, residents in Garden Grove brought their pets this Saturday at the first adoption fair back in person.
And here I am with one of the dogs that came to the adoption fair. His name is Achilles. Say hi, Achilles. He's too shy. He was adopted in 2020 in an adoption fair like this, and according to his owner, he has brought joy to the family. This is Brandon Gallo, Campus Connection.
Those dogs were so cute.
I may have to take one home next time.
Thanks for joining us in this episode of Campus Connection. I'm Juliana Bingham.
And I'm Madeline Gastelum. We'll see you next time.